What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the No Fun League. Today we're breaking down days 1 and 2 of free agency. I got my boy Oliver with me, and we got Ian, who's a massive Seahawks fan. So obviously that is probably the most interesting team so far. And we have a cat.
This is Vivian. She's here now. She won't be here for long though.
Hey Vivian,
What's up,
good to see
Vivian?
you.
How's it going?
Pretty good. She's not happy right now though.
Is Vivian a fan of the Houston getting Chauncey Gardner or CJGJ?
She is a big fan of that. She is a big Texans fan. Being born and raised in Houston. She loves her Texans. Really, really loves that move for her. Me, on the other hand, fucking hates the move. Kenyon Green is basically a terrorist. My friend who is a Texans fan is like, good luck with him, buddy. Honestly, let's just fucking get into it with the Eagles. Um, I don't know what the fuck we've been doing. It looks like we're saving a lot of money. And honestly, cap room is cool, but I want fucking players who will not be terrorists and cause me bodily harm. Someone like Kenyon Green. He is an Aggie and we love our Aggies, but I fucking hate the move. I hate it.
Hey, hey,
No.
hey. It's not it's not like you're getting it's not like trading for a guard means that you're probably not signing Mekhi Becton.
It's not like trading for the worst guard in football means we probably won't sign Mekhi Becton, is what it's looking like right now. I don't know.
And and
We
also
still
it's
have to
not
pay.
it's it's
Listen, we have to pay a lot of our players.
it's not like you lost your entire defensive line or
We
line.
lost two people on the defensive line.
Okay, how important were they in the Super Bowl?
Very important, but to be fair, Milton Williams wasn't a starter, and Josh Sweat was a starter, but Jalen Hunt and Nolan Smith will be way better than him. They also played better overall in the playoffs. Super Bowl is a different story. Jalen Hunt, though, I actually have a lot of faith in him. I'm gonna
Fair.
be honest. Okay, it seems like we're going into the Eagles already. Um, I think that yeah, obviously losing Milton Williams, Josh Sweat hurt, but I mean, as we discussed already, I was expecting us to lose him. We kept Zach Bond. That's what we need. We needed to keep Zach Bond. We'll probably end up losing Mekhi Becton, or we'll probably keep him. I don't fucking know. Either or, Kenyon Green is that replacement. He is the worst guard in football, but Stoutland University is a beautiful fucking thing, right? So ultimately, I'm not satisfied. Shit sucks. But we
If
won the Super
you
Bowl, so it's okay.
if you had to grade the offseason so far for them, what would you give them?
C minus.
Okay,
Not too bad. Not great. I mean,
that's fair.
I don't like losing CJGJ, but it looks like it was pretty mutual. I think he wanted to go, and I think we were willing to let him leave.
Do you think all the stuff that he said about Darius Slay had anything to do with like expediting that process?
So I kind of do. I mean, the Eagles basically immediately releasing a media statement saying that, oh, this is purely financial, screams to me that it was not purely financial and that we wanted him off the team ASAP, which fucking and it sucks because I love CJGJ. He's the heart of that defense, but I don't know.
I'm gonna
Sidney Brown's a good replacement, and realistically, I wouldn't be shocked to see us getting Eamon Wari or Malachi Starks in the draft, and I wouldn't be too upset about that. Probably Malachi Starks because he's a Georgia Bulldog.
All right, I guess we're going into
oh
Seattle.
no 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 no
No.
no. Do you got any opinions, thoughts?
Okay. No.
You're chilling.
So my thoughts are the Eagles are realistically a good enough team. One of the better Super Bowl winners of this century. That I think a C minus caliber free agency. They're still at the absolute like top of the pack when it comes to contenders. Like Oliver said, Milton Williams showed out in that Super Bowl. He wasn't a starter. They got the guys in front of him. They can continue to build through the draft. You can't bet against Howie. If Howie is trading these guys, if he's letting them walk, he's doing it for a reason. He has a vision for the future. I think things are going to be fine. And to be honest, I think I give it a more generous grade than a C minus. I might I might knock it up to like C plus B minus range.
No, and
I
that's fair.
dude, I think that CJ GJ is a very good football player. At the same time, bro is annoying as hell.
No, but that's the thing. I mean, he's the heart of that defense. I mean,
I
we
don't
love
think
him being annoying
so.
as hell. He's such a
I
perfect
think
fit for Philly.
He
Yeah,
is. Zach Bond's the heart of that defense.
yeah,
Uh,
and I
Zach
mean,
Bond, I, I meant emotionally. I meant emotionally.
I think you have other people for that. I don't. I think
Right now,
I'm
it's
gonna.
gonna be Carter.
I'm gonna be so for real. I think the shirt that he was wearing during the parade probably did not go over well with Eagles ownership either.
I agree. I think they didn't like the way he reacted after the Super Bowl, and that really kind of pissed off Jeffrey Lurie. I will also say though, I mean, it sucks, but trading CJGJ means that we're going to be able to re-sign Cam Jurgens next year, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, all these huge names. I mean, the one that, if I'm being honest, the move that really shocked me was losing Isaiah Rodgers. I mean, I genuinely thought we were going to keep him, and I mean, he seemed to really like Philly, but I did not see that one in a million years. Oren Burks too. That one sucked as well, but they both want starting play time.
And I think with Isaiah Rodgers, I think it's like a perfect good organizational move. Like you sign him for pennies on the dollar right after he got suspended for gambling, which once
Yeah,
again, God forbid men have hobbies.
I
And
know, right? Let him cook.
then he helps win y'all a Super Bowl, and then you let him go. And he didn't get like a super good amount of money. I think it was like what 2 years, 7 million or something like that.
I think it was like 18.
Oh shit. Okay then.
Yeah, hold on. I might be tripping.
Yeah,
He
I'm gonna
got
be
I remember he got a bag.
so for real. I think all of us have been a little more checked out than we would have liked to be because actual job.
15 mil.
same. Hell of a time to
Oh,
be
okay.
employed, man.
Dude, I
And
know, right?
genuinely, I'm not excited to be employed during March Madness either.
Me
I
neither.
really,
I'm gonna find a way, man. I'm gonna
oh,
find a way.
Hold on. The Niners released Leonard Floyd with the expectation that the Joey Bosa deal was done.
I saw that. It's I
we'll
love their
talk about,
downfall.
okay, we'll talk about
I
the
love
Niners
the 49ers falling apart.
here.
Let's
What
keep
were we
going.
talking? Wait, wait,
Let's just
wait.
get to the Seahawks stuff. I want to talk about the 49ers.
Hey, we got to talk about Giants too.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Shut the fuck up. What were we talking about before we went
Isaiah
on?
Rodgers.
My goat, my
we
king,
were
RIP, my king, Isaiah.
Yes. So Isaiah Rodgers signed a 2-year, $15 million deal. I don't think the Eagles are ever going to pay that man 8.5 a year, or no, 7.5 a year. There we go.
nice
Math.
save. Nice save.
Thank you. Thank you. Look at that. Thank you, Brian.
Women in STEM.
Damn right, Oliver. Breaking glass ceilings.
We really are. We really are. Isaiah Rodgers, though, my man is he's getting paid. He's probably getting laid. And listen, he's a Viking now. I don't know why the
Hey,
fuck he would go from Philadelphia to fucking St. Paul, Minneapolis, but
Tim.
who knows?
I like the move. He got
Tim.
paid.
He picked Tim over Josh.
Getting laid.
Mm.
Keep that in the pod.
No, I think
Keep that in the pod.
that would be I think if that was his main goal, then he would have stayed in Philly.
Getting laid?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe he looks
Doug,
white people.
Doug, he's in Philly after winning. He is a Super Bowl champion as an Eagle.
Listen, the best place to play in the snow is Minnesota. Cut that out.
I can't.
Jesus.
Once again, I'm just saying something. Just believe it to be true. Philadelphia, great snowfall.
Not like Minnesota.
Not like Minnesota, man.
Maybe
Not like
not as much as Minnesota,
Also,
but the
I think he has
quality
a
of
wife.
He's probably married.
His wife is on TikTok.
I feel like I remember seeing a picture of he and his family after the Super Bowl.
Hold on, no, he definitely has a wife. She posted a TikTok. The Cowboys are very in the mix for Cooper Cup.
Ooh,
I hope they like Chosen Anderson.
I, so, man, it sucks. I feel like Nick Westbrook Akine would have been a perfect fit for that Dallas Cowboys team. But
Dude,
Miami Stank.
it would have been. It
Yo,
would have been.
yo, they actually like signed people.
Yeah, but
They-
still no one above $6 million.
Yup. However, I unfortunately think the Javonte Williams signing was a good one.
Huge news, I would like to say. Isaiah Rodgers does not like to play in the snow. Dr. Umar will be proud. Massive news. That had to be
Huge.
interrupted.
Yeah, no, I think we had to let everybody know that that was the case.
Okay,
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, I feel like we should probably get back on schedule.
What are you saying, that we have gone off track a little bit?
I'm saying that I don't think your boss would like to see us talking about Isaiah Rodgers wanting to play in the snow.
He wanted to go to a cold weather team or a colder weather team. I don't see what's so offensive about that.
Yeah, he likes blizzards. He wants
Also,
his
for the
kids.
record, I gotta say this about Isaiah Rodgers. Free my man. I feel like his season suspension should be retroactively lifted. If the NFL is going to put a gambling commercial every fucking
Fuck yeah.
ad break,
Yes.
then why are we gonna penalize players using the services that the NFL is advertising?
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Free my
Exactly.
man. Yeah, and
Free my
Like,
man.
I also feel like he shouldn't be suspended if he lost money on his bet. That's punishment
True.
enough.
True. It didn't
I
even.
agree.
It didn't hit. It didn't
Like,
hit.
hey, to people watching, nothing's worse than losing a parlay.
I bet they know.
Way to kick a man when he's down.
Exactly. Like, my brother probably who was it? Calvin Ridley who lost a lot of money.
Yes. Free my man Calvin Ridley.
Free my man Calvin Ridley. Actually, no,
Free-
free him for real. He's stuck in Tennessee, right?
I was saying the same thing. My boy's stuck in Tennessee. Free him.
Free him.
Substantially worse than being suspended.
Yeah. I think that's just like a life suspension if you get sent to the Tennessee Titans right now. Moving on to a team that has been a little bit more competent than the Eagles so far. We're doing the fun team first. Then we can let Ian
A little more
process his
confident.
a little bit more competent.
Brother, you're a Giants fan and he's a Seahawks fan.
No, I'm talking about the Giants. Just if we just look at the last 48 hours in a vacuum. If we look at the last 40.
Yeah, me
if
too.
You can't see it. Oliver's just making faces.
What is this bullshit? This isn't shenanigans. This is bullshit. You and I both know this is not real.
I don't know. Javon Holland,
No,
3 years, 45 million.
You let an all-pro
Best
safety
available.
walk to get fucking Mac Holland. I know it's not Mac Holland, but Mac Holland is in New England now. Okay?
It's also Mac Hollins, you dyslexic motherfucker.
It doesn't matter. He sucked in Philly, therefore he sucks.
He does suck.
He does suck. That dance he does is stupid too. Put some fucking
Mhm.
shoes on, liberal.
Fucking hippie.
God damn it. I hate him.
Okay.
He's gonna flop into it.
The entire
Scored
Freedom
one touchdown
Caucus
against
doing
the
a
Eagles.
podcast together is going exactly how I expect, by the way. This is awesome.
Either cut everything or don't cut anything.
Okay. So about the Giants, Javon Holland, 3 years, 45 million. Paulson Adebo, 3 years, 50 million. Darius Slayton, 3 years, 36 million. We signed Chauncey Golston from the Cowboys, 3 years, 20 mil. We got a swing tackle for once. Aww.
She ain't that cute. Calm down.
Oh,
She's a little cute.
She got a weird face.
So do you.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
damn.
I
like the
apologize.
weird face, though.
Noah, let me cut you off there. I don't know who any of those players are, which means they all kind of suck. I don't think they have a very high Madden rating, and frankly, they could have been Eagles, and they would have been great signings.
This is true.
Yeah, go Birds.
The thing is, okay, objectively, as a Giants fan, this is the best free agency we could have gotten so far. We didn't sign Aaron Rodgers at 11:01 a.m. Eastern or Central Time yesterday morning, which I was really scared would happen. We got the best
should.
safety in free agency. We got a very good cornerback who led the league in pass breakups in the last 2 years. We re-signed Darius Slayton, very consistent wide receiver too. And we actually signed a swing tackle for once, which is phenomenal. And I
Massive
like
news.
signing Chauncey Golston, 5.5 sacks last year, bit of a breakout year, signing into like a very low level deal just to take a flyer on him. Roy Robertson Harris is like a rotational interior D lineman, so Dexter Lawrence isn't out there by himself. Phenomenal. I think that Joe Shane has held true to his word of like not going all in and wasting the resources to try to save his job. I think they've been smart signings. However, I would have liked if we could like, sign one of these quarterbacks. Sam would have been if we did all of this and Sam signed like Justin Fields, I would have been happy.
Shador Sanders. I hope you
No,
like New York. Actually,
I'm
no,
sure he
he's going to the
loves.
Browns. He's going to the Browns. You're getting
He's
fucking
going there.
Jackson Dart.
I would love Jackson Dart if I can get Abdul Carter in the first
No, you're
round.
getting Jackson Dart at 3.
No, no.
I can
This
see
is New York, Noah. You have to pay the tax.
We don't have to actually we do have to pay taxes, but not in that way.
Yes, you do.
No.
That blue is ugly, and players don't want that ugly blue on them.
That's true. Your
Hey.
throwbacks are also hideous.
You see,
The
the
throwback.
throwbacks are pretty nice. They're pretty nice, actually. I will say, I do enjoy the Giants throwbacks.
I do
Okay,
not.
wait. Which throwbacks are you talking about? The blue
They
ones
look
or the
nude.
Both of them.
blue ones are awesome. The other
Both
ones,
of them are very nice, Noah.
the
I
other
will
ones,
say.
the other ones like look like the uniform designer like took like half a pound of edibles the night before
Yeah,
and
dude,
designed that shit.
Oh, the ones that you
the,
guys wore week 1?
Yep.
the tan pants.
Yep.
Run those
Hideous.
back.
Dude, maybe
Run those back.
it would have been nice to see Sam in there. It would have been a full circle moment. Speaking of Sam Darnold, Ian, how are we doing?
We're we're still processing. The thing about starting with Sam and working my way backwards. The thing about Sam is he had a great year last year, but he still showed one very significant weakness in those last 2 games. He couldn't handle the pass rush. Seattle, for most of my lifetime, has had a shitty O line. And even when they had a good one in like 2021 with Abe Lucas and Charles Cross, neither of those guys has been particularly healthy over the last 2 seasons. So we can bet on the backups coming in at some point this season, and Sam Darnold is going to get his shit wrecked. I really hope it doesn't happen that way. But Sam showed an inability to deal with pressure, and so many of Geno's red zone picks last year were because he got pressure off rip and had to throw up a prayer. So it's you're putting a quarterback whose one weakness is going to be exploited immediately under center in a division that has very good pass rushers. So
I will say,
I'm
at least
fearful.
you don't have to pay the Rams twice a year.
Yeah, at least you don't have to play the Rams or I guess what's left of the Niners. The
The
one
Niners still
thing
got Nick.
the one thing that I'll say
They got
about
Nick.
the one thing I'll say about the Seahawks is that Sam Darnold has consistently struggled from like interior pressure. But like the great thing with Seattle is at least John Schneider loves prioritizing the interior offensive line.
Ian, I will
He
say,
does. He doesn't hit on these picks.
I will
What?
say, the one good thing about Geno Smith leaving is that Nick Bosa is going to go easy on Sam Darnold.
This is true.
That
This
is
is true.
true.
Less of a target.
Ah,
Less of a target on his back.
jeez, dude,
Um,
Kyler Murray's the only quarterback that he's gonna want to sack.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's going to go hard. He's going to go hard on Kyler Murray. I mean, that boy,
Pause.
he's no
It's gonna
pause.
be like 14 sacks in 2 games.
Yeah,
No, for real. It's going to be a very sad day.
Sad to see.
sad day.
Very sad.
All right, Ian. DK
Um,
Metcalf.
Yeah, so DK Metcalf. On the one hand, I think he's been pretty unhappy for a while. It's evident he would crash out on the sideline like multiple times a season. Struggled with his temper, struggled with drops. That being said, he's a phenomenal player who is entering his prime. Physical specimen, as we all know. So fast.
I don't know, dude. I
And
still think Rodrigo Blankenship was the better athlete in that photo.
it's possible. It's certainly possible. Could DK say build Legos the way Rodrigo
Yeah,
could?
that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah, I think Rodrigo has him beat in certain areas, but no, I'm gonna miss DK. It's a move I kind of understand. But at the same time, I didn't really anticipate losing he and Tyler Lockett in one off season. I think that level of gutting of our receiver room, like Jake Bobo is WR2 now, and he is like statistically one of the slowest receivers to ever go through the combine. Um, so not, I'm not feeling too great about that receiver room. I understand moving on from DK, and I also don't like that they only got a second for it though.
Jake Bobo
That's
is a silly name.
Jake
Jake
Bowe was
Bobo's
kind of good.
and he's a silly player, but he is kind of good.
Not with that name.
No, he is. He does cook. He does cook.
Look into his
Okay,
highlights, Oliver.
I'll take this out as well. I'm just sending this text. Want to make sure that it's accurate. I'm saying that Oliver said he's down to come if he can get a reference for his work. Said he's down to fly up this weekend.
Okay, maybe not this weekend, but
Okay.
whenever you need me. Whenever you need me.
I will say for this weekend, it is the last weekend that all of us have off. Also, it's also St. Patty's weekend.
Oh,
That's
shit,
true,
you're
but
right.
I'm going to the rodeo this weekend. I don't know,
Okay,
man.
go to the rodeo.
I got my
You
cool
gotta-
Texas shirt.
Oh
go to the
yeah,
rodeo. You gotta go to the rodeo.
you got to go to the rodeo. We will get drunk on your behalf.
Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, are
Hopefully
What
we?
the fuck
not
are you doing?
quite in the way
Hopefully,
that we did last weekend.
we'll remember to drink some water.
Dude, my stomach's
Freak ass
still
cat.
Dude, Rylan had Imodium on him today, which thank God, because I was dying this morning.
Bro, how
Dude,
are you still hungover? It's fucking Tuesday.
Dog,
Oliver, this was
this was okay.
I understand JFK, man. Like the man had Addison, so it probably wasn't super easy for him. But
He
But he got
struggled.
it
he
done, though.
locked in.
He
I
struggled.
understand. Yeah, he struggled, but I understand overcoming the Addisons so that he could hit because
He got it done, though. He got it done.
he got it.
Now, how does this relate to the Seattle Seahawks? Is my question. How do we get this to relate?
How do we get wait
So
JFK fucking through the setbacks or Marilyn Monroe?
Well, let's just say both, man. JFK fucking
Okay,
Marilyn Monroe
wait.
with the
I
attitude.
think we can cook.
we can go.
JFK under the JFK presidency, probably one of the nights that he was with Marilyn, they get to the moon. Or am I wrong? That I fucked that up.
JFK is John Schneider, right? Marilyn
Yeah.
Monroe is the Seattle Seahawks, okay? And John Schneider keeps fucking the Seahawks, but it works out. It always works out. You know,
Yeah,
he struggles, but it works out.
He struggles, but he has a vision. He knows there's a job to do, and he's going to see it through to completion, no matter how much it hurt. You know, I bet it hurt. I bet he had grown attached to guys like Tyler and DK, just like the fan base had. But he has a vision for the team, and he's got to see it through to completion.
Okay. I like this. I like what you cooked there, Oliver. However, who's Jackie O? Who's Lyndon B. Johnson? And who's Lee Harvey Oswald? I have theories on this if you want to hear them.
I feel like Lyndon Johnson. Actually, no. Jackie O is.
No, I have the answer.
Okay. Hold on. Pete Carroll's LBJ.
I was gonna say Pete Carroll as Jackie O was with the franchise.
Okay, that's fair. Ian, do you have an opinion on this?
I like Pete as Jackie O. But I feel like that would make more sense if he had like where does Mike Macdonald fit in? Because Seattle did leave its first.
No, Mike Macdonald's LBJ. Took over for Pete. Took over.
There we go. That would make Pete JFK. John's JFK.
That's true. John is JFK.
Hold on. Maybe Mike Macdonald is Jackie O. Yeah.
Why
maybe
is this
Shams
cat
will.
looking at me?
Okay, guys, let's lock in real quick and finish this up.
Okay.
This is I highly recommend that the Freedom Caucus do more podcasts because I think that we're cooking at a level not seen before right now.
I agree.
cooked
I
at
agree.
levels I've seen before.
It's also just like infinitely more unhinged.
This is fun. I'm having a great time right now.
I'm
I'm
having
having a good time.
I could I could I could get hit with the brick right now and maybe not feel it. This is awesome.
Nah, me too, man.
Okay. Moving on. Yeah, like you were saying, they also cut Tyler Lockett. I just think it's like the end of an era for Seattle. However, I kind of like switching out Darnold for Gino. I
Other way
think
around.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Switching out getting rid of Gino, bringing in Sam.
Right.
I
My
think
only
you get a second round pick. You pay him 10 million less per year, I believe. And I think that Sam Darnold has more upside right now than Geno Smith has. And I think
I agree.
you already see that they've realized that offensive line is an issue because they went down and got a swing tackle. Shout out Josh Jones, real difference maker, real
yeah.
man of aura. Josh
He played
Jones.
like 46 snaps last season. Real real difference maker there.
Listen,
I
man,
mean,
that's
I
better than
guess
what you got.
it's good that we have versatility on our backup line because we always end up fucking needing those guys. Man, but the thing about Gino and Sam is I guess it's just not the route I thought they were gonna go. Sam, if I'm not mistaken, is like locked into multiple years now. We're paying him a lot of money, so he's probably going to be our starter for multiple years. I had always envisioned Gino playing out this last year of his deal. Like, sure, I believe it adds up to more for him per year, but this was the last year of his like 3 year deal, right? So
Mhm.
he would have played that out. We would have drafted a guy like Dart on day 2 to learn behind him, and then had him step in, maybe like trade for Joe Milton as competition or whatever. But it's just not really the direction I thought we were going. And if I like Darnold, I liked him last season, but he doesn't have the same weapons he did in Minnesota, and he's not going to have the same protection. And if he can't rise above that, if he can't prove me wrong a little bit, then we're kind of cooked. I think.
I mean,
For the
tying
foreseeable
it back to
future.
our last conversation, pretty sure JFK was able to rise without protection. I think Sam will be fine.
I think so too. I mean, like, listen, my
Oliver, did you not
JFK was
get
able to
that?
persist. Huh?
Did you get that?
Yes, I totally got that.
Yeah.
I look, Ian. I realistically at this point in my mock drafts, I have you guys taking a fucking a wide receiver. I think like a Matthew Gold would be fantastic in Seattle.
Yes.
Golden.
It doesn't fucking matter. He went to
Matthew
Texas.
Golden,
They're
Cooper
evil.
Burden, Troy McMillan,
Hey, you
any
don't
of
want
those
Tedero. He
Hollywood.
sucks.
I
Oh
think
wait, you've come around on that. Let's go.
Listen, Noah, you were right from the beginning. Tedero McMillan is not that motherfucking guy. It goes Luther Burdens, Matthew Golden, Tedero McMillan, in that order.
I
But
think
no,
so.
I do think Seattle does grab a receiver. Honestly, Tedero McMillan is just that perfect DK, just that perfect DK replacement. And even better, he actually plays like a big receiver, unlike DK Metcalf.
Yeah, it pissed me off.
I mean, listen, you did have less good Devontae Smith, so
Yeah. The thing about DK
Okay.
is I don't think he's played up to his potential
Okay.
a single season.
not at all. No.
So me and Kimes made a really, really good point about this. I think everybody expects DK Metcalf to be like the big physical kind of receiver given his size and just how jacked that man is.
Yeah.
However, he is the best deep ball receiver. He's been the best deep ball receiver in the NFL the last 2 years.
Yeah.
No,
That's
He's,
this
true.
is this
he's
is
up
this
there.
is this is not like me just like saying or me hearing it from like stats wise, like analytics, Mina wise.
That's fair. Mina knows her
Yeah.
shit, I will say.
Mina
Funny
knows
enough,
her shit.
though, who's number two? Devontae Smith?
Oh no. No one gives a
I think
fuck
it
about number
legitimately
2.
might actually be Devontae Smith.
I mean, if the Super Bowl is any indication.
No, Devontae Smith, like that, the man, I think is actually, dude. He is one of
I
the
don't
best deep
know.
threats.
It might be Malik Neighbors.
Okay, Noah, calm down, brother. Calm
All right.
down.
Yeah.
Calm
Let's
down.
pump the brakes.
Your
a little.
quarterback is currently Tommy DeVito.
Yo,
We'll have that
Tommy,
discussion when we have that
Tommy,
discussion.
Tommy DeVito right now. Tommy DeVito right now, given where we are as a country, I think Tommy DeVito is going to have the Italian mob come alive in him next year for the New York Giants. Tommy DeVito is going to win a Super Bowl.
Tommy DeVito is a strong conservative man. I can tell.
I don't.
Ian is currently getting his house robbed or something. I don't know.
No,
my bad.
Ian's getting his food delivered.
Oh, did he get Culver's?
Yeah.
Ian, what did you get?
So I got a mushroom and Swiss burger.
Oh,
Yeah, goated, elite every single time, and an order of cheese curds.
Dude, that's
Dude,
sick. Dude, that's sick.
I had my first non-Culver's cheese curds in Wisconsin today.
How were they?
How were they?
That was a life-changing experience.
Dude.
I understand how people get heart disease and diabetes now.
Yeah,
Brother, I mean, all they
Culver's
do
is
is
the
drink
diluted
and eat
version.
cheese curds. Hold on,
I
how
mean-
cold is it in Oshkosh?
It's not that cold. That should not be no, that should not be a concern whatsoever. It's nice
Oh
in
man,
here.
this is a concern.
Oliver, it's not as cold in
It was-
Wisconsin as people give it credit for.
There's been a 50-degree uptick in since we got here.
Yeah,
Hold on, Ian, why the fuck do you have to drive to fucking Iowa to get your groceries?
so the only grocery stores in Platteville are a Piggly Wiggly, which I've been advised to avoid by the locals, and a Walmart, which I have also been advised to avoid by the locals.
It's like the
So I gotta go to Dubuque.
is it the
Oh.
Edinburgh Walmart?
Dude, I kind of want to figure it out.
I
Wait, have
think-
y'all never? Wait. Were we supposed to avoid the Edinburgh Walmart?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I went there after work like a lot. I wore my Harris hat. I wore my Harris sweatshirt. No one fucked with me there. I was fucking mean mugging the shit out of everyone in that Walmart. It was really fun.
Well, that's because you mug, Oliver.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
I
that
tried.
simple. Right.
Oliver,
And it was
So-
on your way home from work, so I get it.
show the camera your persuasion face real quick.
Yeah.
You just have to say something while you do.
Meadville. Am I right? Oh my god, did I tell you on the news? Dude, I was watching the news last night, making my chicken outside. And it's just like MSNBC, like just like those stupid free MSNBC is on. And they're like massive fight in Pennsylvania high school basketball. And I'm like, and it's like, oh, Uniontown. I'm like, oh, I know Uniontown. Okay. Fucking Meadville versus Uniontown. I just started screaming. I'm like, Meadville, let's go.
I could see the kids of Meadville doing that.
Dude, it was the parents of Meadville.
I could see the parents of Meadville.
Dude, some of
also
those
doing
were probably your balls.
I was looking for faces I knew. Listen, we love Meadville. We love Meadville. We're
We
big
do.
Meadville supporters.
We really do. Okay. Outside of our teams, I think maybe the biggest team to look at what they're doing is the Chicago Bears. You trade for Joe Thuney, you trade for Jonah Jackson, you signed Drew Dahlman, getting Caleb Williams the protection he needs. You also spent a lot of money on Grady Jarrett to shore up your interior defensive line. They also signed Deo Odenigbo from the Colts. I really wanted to make Oliver say that name. Oliver, who did the Bears sign from the Colts?
Brother, I have no idea. To prevent me from being racist, I'm not going to say the name. I am currently watching the Meadville versus Uniontown fight right now. I would also like to mention that Meadville did win that basketball game 63-55.
Hell yeah, baby.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs.
Yo, the Metuchen Bulldogs, the
Crawford
Meadville
County
Bulldogs.
Kings.
Crawford County, man. We are the Crawford County Kings. Uniontown's a shithole. I've been there. Meadville, man. Listen, the whole
Is this-
region, it's easily number 2 best town in northwestern Pennsylvania. That's not saying much, but it is.
Is Uniontown different from Union City?
Uniontown's in Crawford County, and it's a
Okay,
shithole.
cool. So it is.
Actually, I think
All
that was in your turf the last
right.
couple of games.
Union City is in my turf, and it was also a shit.
No, I meant
So,
Uniontown. Was it? Where the fuck is Uniontown?
Uniontown might have been.
Holy
I think,
shit! No,
actually.
Uniontown's like south of Pittsburgh. What the
Oh,
fuck,
they were
dude?
coming up to Meadville.
Yeah. Well, it's Pennsylvania State Championship.
Oh,
Meadville ranked number 2 in high school basketball.
they got any prospects coming now?
Let's see.
Okay,
Meadville Bulldogs.
but what are
You know
we?
what? No,
What
let's
are,
just change this podcast to the Meadville Bulldogs.
I could get behind that name.
So we were talking about free agency. Now we're talking about the Meadville Bulldogs. I mean, just a great win over the Uniontown, whatever they were called. Like just like a dominant performance. You know, our people up in Meadville know how to fucking hold on. We lost that. No, wait. We lost that game 63-55. Never mind. This is bullshit.
This is bullshit. Whoa.
This is bullshit. We got screwed.
You know what, man? The fix was in.
The fix was in.
They can't.
Our
see
Bulldogs.
Crawford
Our
County
Bulldogs
win.
got screwed.
they definitely did, man. They definitely did.
You know, I think realistically we got fucked, and I think that the Pennsylvania, whatever it's called, just really screwed us.
Pennsylvania high school sports, whatever, needs to get involved and reverse this. They need to stop the steal.
I 100%. Noah, I think you're right. I think they do need to stop the steal. Meadville's number 1 player is looks like a 6'1" point guard. They have a 5'11" shooting guard. Let's look at their team.
Wait, why
they do have a 6'4"
names?
forward.
Why aren't we saying
because these are children, and I am not fucking naming children on this podcast.
Smart.
Listen,
you know what? You cooked.
6'3" shooting guard. My man is only 155 pounds.
God damn.
He is a 0-star recruit. Yeah, you know, he's cooking. Like, he's doing what he's got to do.
0 stars. Come on, man. He's coming from Mayville, Pennsylvania. That's
Listen.
2 off rip.
I think that's 4 off rip, dude.
Yeah.
They do have a 6'2" power forward who's a sophomore. I got a lot of hope in this kid. I think the whole city is going to rely on him. Oh, turns out we didn't lose that game. We forfeited.
Unreal.
Seems like the fix was in.
There were 2 sides to that fight.
There were 2 sides to that fight, man. We got fucked. They fucked us. It just seems like the state of Pennsylvania does not like this. Does not like us. You know, we're young, we're scrappy.
Is this what happens in Donald Trump's America?
Yeah.
We forfeit games for fighting? I thought we were a proper country.
I thought we were a proper country too.
JD Vance has the courage. It's not the state.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to get Mike Kelly involved, just to get this shit situated. I don't think he's the representative for that district, but I feel like Mike Kelly knows in his heart of hearts that Meadville should have won that game. The zipper was invented in Meadville. Big. That's huge. Huge.
Is that true?
That is true. Meadville is the power tool capital of America.
Really?
That's another true fact. Yes. Yourself?
Ian's trying so hard not to laugh. Ian's trying so hard not to laugh.
By the way, Noah, I would like to say today, I received like 20 spam calls from these like Indian call centers. So I got so pissed at one point. I was thinking of you, by the way. I started yelling at the guy. He was like, "Yeah, I want to sell you. You know, do you have term life health insurance?" And I said, "Shut the fuck up. Kill yourself." Right? And then I basically told him to kill himself again. And then I said, "Your family would be ashamed of you." I said that 4 times. And then I hung up. I was not happy.
Out here ruining someone's call time.
I was very respectful for the most part.
Do you have term life insurance though?
Yeah.
No. Life insurance is a scam.
Okay. This is a tangent, whole life insurance, not a scam, kind of works like an investment vehicle because you get like 8% interest on that shit every year, and it works as your
Okay, but
life
then
insurance policy
why don't I just invest in like the S&P 500?
because it can also, if you die,
Saw some Chinese movie over the weekend. One of the best films I've seen all year. Phenomenal film. Love China. Big fan. Listen, I don't know why everyone's talking so much shit about China. They're pretty cool. Like, can
I
we agree on
agree.
that?
Hey,
They're pretty cool.
you know what else is really cool?
What?
Caleb Williams getting some protection.
I don't care about that. Honestly, let's go back to China. They're making these films, like Ni Zha 2. Let's talk about Ni Zha 2. Ni Zha 2 is about this, like, I don't exactly know what he is. He's like a fucking demon, right? I didn't pay attention in the beginning. The subtitles were too fast, right? This like child, and then this like dragon looking guy who looks like a twink. It was weird as shit, right? They're like celestial beings. And I guess they died. So then this big fat man has to revive them in like a lotus. But then this skinny evil man who was very evil because of his mustache, and that man had like fucking that man had a V-shaped jawline.
Oh,
Clearly an evil man, right?
clearly an evil guy.
He invades the village. I think it was the village of the valley, right? And then they're like, and then the dragon comes out and's like, why is my son dead? Because the dragon dad attacks his dragon son because the dragon son's trying to protect the village, right? And the dragon dad's mad because the dragon son dies. So the dragon son has to go into the demon child's body, and the demon child is like, okay, I'm gonna go protect my son to become immortal. And while all of this is happening, the most beautiful animation you have ever seen is happening. Listen, give Ni Zha 2 a watch. Phenomenal film.
That sounds phenomenal. Also, I think every single movie company should hire you to just give breakdowns about their movie.
I give reviews on my phone on not on Messagebox. I go on my notes app and just review films.
Did you just say
Do
message box?
you wanna know my?
Did you just
This
say
is
message
Oliver's own
box
message box.
instead of letterboxed?
Who gives a shit? This is Messagebox. This is Oliver's film reviews. Do you want to know my film reviews from last year? I wrote them all down. At this point, we're not doing too much. I don't think we're talking about sports. Let me give you my
Did
top
you see
15.
Nosferatu?
Dude, I kind of wanted to see it, but I didn't have AMC A list, and I was not about to pay $12 to see it. Number one, The Holdovers. Very good film. Boston, Snow, the 1970s. That dude with the fucked up eye. Great film. I think Ian, you would enjoy it. No, you should watch it too. Great film.
Okay.
I like Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti, big Paul Giamatti guy over here. Number two, Civil War. I quite enjoyed Civil War. Scratch that itch in my head, that political freak itch. That's about it. You don't get more. You don't
Hey,
get more.
at
Details.
least you didn't scratch it the same way Matt
Number
Gates did.
three, Gurren Lagann the movie 1 and 2, anime movie. My favorite anime. I don't really watch anime anymore because I have a life and a girlfriend. But Gurren Lagann, if you're watching anime, Gurren Lagann, man, that's the only one I would respect you if you watch. Number four, Fall Guys. It's a funny movie. It was a silly movie. Listen, I enjoy my boy Ryan Reynolds, or one of the white people. I don't know. They all look the same. It's very funny. Number five, Boy and the Heron. Everyone loved that movie. They kind of they were like meat writing the shit out of it. You know, it's Studio Ghibli. I was like, okay, let me give it a watch. Shit was mid. It was boring. The first hour was long. Number six. Honestly, I don't like this number six. Inside Out 2. Shit kind of sucked, actually. That's going lower on the list.
I don't know about all that. It was a good.
Okay, number seven. We're not getting any more reviews. Number seven. South Park. Bigger, longer, and uncut. Great musical. One of the best
That's what she
musicals,
said.
honestly, out there. That's the title of the movie, Noah. That's the whole joke. Number eight. Star Wars Episode 1. I fucking love that little Anakin.
I do love that little lady. Have you seen his mugshot?
Yeah, man, he loves pod racing. Jar Jar Binks, hilarious.
I'm a big fan. Let me drop this in the chat.
I feel like that's a
Number
little too low.
9, Shrek 2. I'm gonna move Shrek 2 up. I enjoyed Shrek 2 quite a bit now. That was the first movie I went with Ruth with, and I was kind of scared to hold her hand. So she's just like over here, like, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I didn't do it. We went to Chili's after.
Wait, what? How many years have y'all been dating?
This is a year at this point.
Y'all
Oh,
both
yeah.
we all both forgot your 1 year anniversary.
Well, listen, we celebrated it over this weekend, but like I thought we were gonna do something yesterday. Turns out we didn't do anything. Okay, we're both very based. I don't know. What number are we on? Number 10, Wicked. Funny, silly movie. I still don't know why she's green. But listen,
Wait,
she
wait, wait,
knows
wait,
how
wait,
to
wait.
sing.
Hold up. Are you ranking these movies in order?
Yes, this is on
Well,
my list.
how is Wicked a 10, dog?
I don't know, man. Wicked was kind of slow. Okay, are you really gonna tell me
Listen,
right now Wicked was actually? I can't change the order. If I would move Wicked higher, and I would move Inside Out way lower. I'd move Shrek 2 higher too.
Shrek 2
Number
should be up there.
11, Deadpool 2. I didn't like Deadpool 2 very much. It was alright. It was alright. Okay. Number 12, Mad Max Furiosa. That shit was long as hell. It was too damn long. He was weird. He had the little fucking things on his nipples. I did not like that. It was gross.
Yeah.
Number
Eh.
13, Drive Away Dolls. It was lesbians. We love lesbians. 2024 was the year of the lesbian. Very Pride, DEI approved. Number 14, Mean Girls the Musical. Renee Rapp was hot. That's about it.
She's so bad.
She fucking is, man.
She's so
Great
bad.
singer though. Great
So
singer.
bad.
The rest of the movie
Supremely
fucking
talented.
sucked.
I agree.
Number
I didn't.
15, the worst movie of last year. I actually walked out of this movie. It was that bad. The Bob Marley movie. Shit was so fucking boring. I hated it. That was one of the worst films I've ever seen. I will do not watch the Bob Marley movie. Ian, I'm looking at you.
Timothy? I wasn't. Oh wait, no, that was the Bob Dylan movie with Timothy. I got it mixed up. That's my bad. I will not watch it.
Good.
I didn't know there was a Bob Marley movie.
Do you want to know the movies I've seen this year?
Yes.
There's only 3. Hold on, where are my 3 movies I've seen? Number 1, Knees All 2. I love fun China animation. Big fan of China. Go China.
Go
Number
China,
2,
baby.
Monkey Man. That was Better Man. That was the one with Robin Williams as a monkey. I went to the thrift store. I went to the thrift store with Ruth this weekend. I found a Robbie Williams album cover. Had to buy it. You know, big Robbie Williams guy now.
I love Robbie Williams. I like that he
I
was a
love
monkey.
Rob. Dude, I love that he was a monkey too. And then the last one was One of Them Days. It wasn't a bad movie. Just out of those 3 films, it was not the best. Fun,
I
silly
really
movie.
appreciate your insight into these critically acclaimed films.
I will be taking these recommendations into account, Oliver.
Now, really quickly, just one sports thing. What was your favorite signing of than 50, less than 10 mil a year?
Less than 10 million.
You know, Nissan 2's budget was only $32 million a year, right? It was about $80 million. Now, with that budget, you could sign Trey Hendricks to a two-year deal for one Nissan 2. But listen, the investment is worth it, okay? For 2 years of Trey Hendricks, you could turn that into $2 billion. No, as a finance major, you should like those numbers.
I do like those numbers. I just think that I don't know how we got here. Um, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that Jeremy Chin to the Raiders for 8 million a year is kind of a steal.
That is actually a very good deal. I am not gonna
I
lie.
agree.
I'm actually a little shocked that the Commanders didn't re-sign him. That just screams at me that they're going to get Nick Imanwari though. I mean,
No, I thought they signed someone after, dog.
they did. I don't know.
I,
Oh, by the way, before ending up re-signing with the Ravens on a 3-year, $60 million contract, Ronnie Stanley had two offers from the Commanders and the Patriots, which would have paid him $24 million a year.
God damn, I'm surprised the Chiefs didn't make an offer.
I'm surprised as well.
Dude, okay, real quick, the one thing that I want to talk about, the Vikings.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
signed Will Freeze and Ryan Kelly, and they signed Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen.
Good. They really bolstered up where they needed to add up. That interior defensive line was pretty bad, and those two signings are gonna definitely improve.
I'm just so excited to see what they do. JJ is officially the starter because there's no other quarterback on the roster. Also, Daniel Jones is now most likely gonna be the starter in Indianapolis.
Okay, I was gonna pivot to this either way. I think the Colts may have had one of the better off seasons. I
Oh,
like what they did. I
Cam
think,
Bynum?
dude, I think they had a
Yes.
great off season.
Me too. You get Cam Bynum in there. Which other corner did they sign? I'm
Tre'Davious
sorry.
Ward,
Who?
Tre'Davious
Yep,
Ward.
yep, you get Trevarius
Yes.
Ward in there,
I
and
mean,
then
you
you
just
just
fix that secondary straight up. I mean,
mm-hmm.
and now
You
they're
still
in a
got
luxury position where, like, in the draft, they can take one of those premium positions and they don't have to draft for need because you address that need already.
mm-hmm. Huge. And I think having good safeties and having a chess piece like Cam Bynum in the Lou Anarumo defense is awesome. And you sign Daniel Jones to compete with Anthony Richardson
Exactly.
and give him some good competition, but also like 14 mil for Daniel Jones. Shout out to Daniel for still getting the bag.
For
Um,
real.
whoever his agents are, like I would like y'all to represent me whenever I need a negotiation for more money. Cause like golly, getting 14 mil for Daniel Jones after last season is insane.
Kind of a steal.
Sense too.
I will say, I feel like Daniel Jones would be quite a big fan of Nizal too. I feel like that just rolls up his alley. I mean, he knows ball, and Nizal too is ball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was a fellow white dude for Harris, so one
exactly.
would expect that we're aligned on a lot of things. Actually,
Yep.
I think he knows ball. Honestly,
I think he knows ball.
he knows ball. And I think he met Tim Walls. I don't know if that's canon, but I feel like he did.
That's headcanon.
That's canon.
That's
And
headcanon.
he met Tim Walls. He's not a
Huge.
dude. That's a plus. Um, yeah. I mean, listen, Daniel Jones for the win. Up the rock.
Huge.
Love it.
Okay. Last question before we head out of here. If y'all wanted, if one NFL head coach, if you had to just pick one to be president, who would you pick?
Specifically Nick Sirianni after shaving his head. I think that's a good answer. I mean, clearly he's undefeated. I don't count that Commanders loss as a loss because we had Kenny Pickett, who at that time was a terrorist. I will also go with Pete Carroll's a liberal. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we need someone hot as president. Cliff Kingsbury. He doesn't know ball though, but he's probably conservative too. Never
Who?
mind. Cliff Kingsbury.
No.
I mean,
You know what? I think I want Sean McVay as my president. Bro, he's younger than like the last three or like the last two combined. B, or literally like half of this one is like how old Sean McVay is. He looks the part. He's a good speaker. He's a good motivator. And he cooks. Our offensive strategies, like taking back Greenland, taking back Canada, he's gonna cook.
I agree. Honestly, that's a good point. Ian, what's your thoughts?
It's a good. You kind of took my answer, but Pete Carroll, I think so. He's the right age for one, right?
Is.
All this talk about going younger, fuck that. We need to go older.
Bullshit.
We need to keep electing old men. For
You hear that, Marcus? We need Tim Walz.
We need Tim Walz. We need
Tim Walz.
You're totally cooking on the Tim Walz take. By the way, I agree with you. But we need more old men. Pete Carroll. Also rah guy, high energy. Beloved in the locker room. He will have his cabinet in lockstep, and we'll get Congress alongside him because they won't be able to like resist his riz. He has
Not at
so
all.
much riz. I believe that man could pull so hard, even at 72, and he's going to pull in Vegas. I know he's married. Oh well. All right. So he's handsome, he's old, he can pull, and he's a motivator. That's my president.
As well as that, I feel like you know, good point.
Good point. I think we collectively cooked. Thank y'all for watching another episode of the No Fun League. Let us know what you think in the comments. Peace.
Go see Nisa too.